Afternoon. Handoff inside. And the carry by number 30. Again, this is one of those rosters where they go alphabetical order, so we're going to have to find. That is Brad Campbell, the halfback. Another senior at 5'8", 174 on the carry. Gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up.
So far, though, they're still establishing the running game. Even if they only get a yard or two on first down, they were able to get the first down a couple plays ago. They should be able to keep it going.
We saw Pat Fox in his 2nd year here at Berkeley as their head coach. The quick pass, and not even a slant, and just a quick pass straight down the middle of the field, and a good reception by Jeff Harris. Harris at 5'11", 170. He's a senior, and a man they're going to go to a lot.
Oh, most definitely. And one thing, you know, is a theory, I don't know if it's correct or not, that this kind of field condition favors the offense if you're going to pass, because at least the receiver knows where he's going. And in that case, the defensive back was kind of caught off guard a little bit and wasn't able to adjust to that pass play, and it gave the receiver just enough time to catch it and gain a couple yards, got him the first down.
1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line, or correction, that'll be the 34-yard line. Handoff on a straight dive again. That is Brad Campbell on the carry. And the Kimball Knights moving the ball pretty well on their first possession. Gain of about 3 yards on that. Will be 2nd and a long 7 coming up.
Well, 3 times on first down, they've run the same play each time. Probably going to try to mix it up a little more. In this, one other thing about this field, as we've mentioned it being so bad on the outside, it makes it a little more obvious that they should go left on this play. Of course, not probably going to come right, but...
And the bootleg quarterback takes it outside 40 as a first down and more. Down inside the 15-yard line to about the 11 or 12. John 40 on a big carry.
Naked bootleg looked a little bit like what the Lions ran last week with Bob Galliano.
And they did run left, yeah. You see a concerned Berkeley Bear as the Kimball Knights are taking it on their first possession, taking it right up the field. Ball on the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. The Kimball Knights on their first possession, moving it up and mixing it up pretty well. Handoff to the tailback, and it's number 33 in there. Correction, the fullback. And a big carry by Jason Obranovic. And again, we'll be calling his number a lot. He is their punter, he's their returner, and he gets in there to carry the ball that time for a nice carry of about 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd and about 6 coming up. Here we see some of the fans here, Joe. It is a nice fall afternoon.
Nice fall afternoon, nice day to be in Ann Arbor or East Lansing.
Or here
or
at Berkeley. Full house in the backfield. The handoff on a counter play to the tailback, and he gets in for the touchdown. And a big carry by Jeff Harris, who was lined up in the backfield as a receiver. Lined up in the backfield as a running back, rather. He's normally the receiver, and got in for the touchdown. Quick back and quick receiver. He gets in there for the first 6 points of the game.
And so far, the Kimball offense has shown that it can handle itself out here in this field. Pressure is going to be on the Berkeley offense when they get the ball to do the same. Because, you know, as you had mentioned earlier, this field is going to get torn up as the game goes on, and it is important to score early today.
So Harris scores with 7:54 left here in the first quarter, and the Kimball Knights have taken their first possession. That's very tough for most of the teams that we've seen. The extra point attempt is up. It is good. And the Kimball Knights lead 7-0. Here's the touchdown as Harris was lined up in the backfield.
Yeah, very simple off-tackle run by Harris. We saw him catch that pass a few plays earlier for a big first down. Just ran over a couple of Berkeley defenders into the end zone.
So Harris with a 7-yard run. Gets in, correction, 8 yards from about the 8-yard line. And there we see the new head coach here for the Kimball Knights, first year, Terry Powers. And, well, we saw him for a second there at the big Berkeley Bears wearing their all-red uniforms today, kind of reminiscent of the Clemson team when they wear that orange.
Well, not what it reminded me of. Yeah, I saw them play last week. They wore all
I've
white.
noticed you become a little opinionated this season. Not holding anything back. You just come right out and say what you feel.
Yeah.
Which is good. But the thing is, remember what happened to Howard Cosell when he did that.
That's true. Well, and I haven't offended it, or I haven't, said anything like that. I don't think. But,
well, some of these guys maybe. You're cutting down their uniforms.
I didn't cut their uniforms down.
Okay,
I said they don't remind me of Clemson.
Oh, okay.
All I said is they don't remind me of Clemson. They remind me of something else.
Okay, you're right. I probably took it the other way.
Yeah.
So it's my fault. Here we go. The Berkley Bears now in their first possession will try to do something. A good stick in there by the Knights. Number 44, Jeff Carter on the hit. On the carry, number 42, Robert Graham.
Good field position for the Bears to start. Now, I was not putting down a uniform. Seriously, Clemson was not what I thought of.
Here's head coach Pat Fox.
Yeah, one of the more animated coaches. One of the younger coaches, too.
Yep, in his second year here at Berkeley. John Kay, the quarterback. 5'10", 165. Handing off to the man we're going to be calling a lot, Jeff Burks. Running to the outside and running to really into a lot of mud and a lot of soft grass over there.
Yeah, when we talked to Pat Fox before the game, we said, what are you going to do? He said, we're going to give the ball to 22. And the next question was, well, what did you pass? He said, well, we'll pass the ball to 22. And that's basically what they're going to do. As you can see, the scoring drive took a little time off the clock. 8 plays, 63 yards. No big gainers with the exception of that one pass to Harris.
So Harris on a big play and then finally got the touchdown for the Kimball Knights. And now the Berkeley Bears going with their big man, Jeff Burks, on his second carry. And the Bears have a 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and about 5.
So they'll probably run Burks on one of those sweeps, which Pat Fox says is really designed to go inside. Their sweeps don't go much past the tight end. And if it's possible, they'll cut right up the middle, I would think, in these kind of conditions. They're still on the right side of the 50-yard line, which, as we said earlier, is not as bad as the other side.
Here you see John Kay, the quarterback. He's a junior. He's got a 3rd and 4 coming up now. The handoff to the tailback, spinning and turning and picking up the first down is number 40, Ed Ashcroft, a junior, 5'9", 160. Picks up the first down, and a play where you would think they would call number 22 again. They go with the tailback.
And I would think Kimball was thinking that too, and obviously trying to confuse them a little bit. The decision worked for the Bears, and they got the first down.
So the Bears now up across the 45 to the 46-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. The handoff again to Burks, tripped up in the backfield, but manages to head up and gain a couple of yards out of it.
He really shouldn't have gained anything. He got a couple yards. Good, strong
Most
run.
backs would have been stopped in the backfield.
Most definitely, and we haven't seen him pass yet, and we're probably not gonna for a long time.
So it'll be 2nd and about 8 coming up. Let's take a look.
Yeah, this is one of those, I don't know if you'd call that a sweep off the tight end, but tried to take it as much outside as the Bears are going to go today. Got about 2 yards out of that play.
Talking to Pat Fox before the game, they will run the sweeps, and this is what they like to do right there, inside the end and the tackle, and they stop the big running back, Burks, again. Burks had a big game against Seaholm last week.
And he had a run that had to be about 60 yards, ran it down to the 4-yard line, and I just remember he ran off the field real quick, caught his breath, sat out a play, came back in, and I think he scored the touchdown on the next play. But I just remember watching the game, waiting to hear the PA guy. I don't remember this name, so I know this guy's going to do everything next week.
Yep. And he's got some nice size. 6 foot, 205 pounds, so pretty good size out there. 3rd and long, and passing, and completing, and picking up the first down and more. The Bears get into Kimball territory on the pass to Zakowski. Steve Zakowski, the split end, senior, 5'11", 150, and a big reception.
Yeah, nice turnaround after he caught it. Gained about 3 yards after the catch, which was enough for the first down. I think there you saw the conditions of the field near the sideline.
Yeah, let's take a look again.
Take a look at this. Just a quick out pass to Zakowski. He's going to catch it and turn around. As he turns around, he gets tripped up a little bit, but more or less loses his footing there because of the slippery ground.
Because of the ground, not so much the defender. 1st and 10 now for the Bears on their first possession. They're moving the ball well. The handoff to the tailback, and that is Ashcroft. Ashcroft on his second carry. Came up with a big first down carry on his first attempt. We're at the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter.
Second.
Pardon?
Ashcroft.
Yeah, that was his second attempt.
Oh,
But
that's
back on
his
his first,
second. Oh,
on his
okay.
first attempt, he picked up that first down.
Right. Sure.
Helped the Bears on a 3rd and long. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Burks hit hard as he breaks the line of scrimmage and gets into the backfield. So it'll bring up a 3rd and long now for the Bears, but they've been in this situation a number of times on this drive.
Well, we've seen the one pass attempt that they tried to use work. Last time they had this situation, we saw Ashcroft carry the ball, although it was only 3rd and 4. Probably a passing situation this time again.
3rd and 6 coming up now for the Berkley Bears. They are in Kimball territory, ball at about the 36-yard line. Back to pass. And a little screen out, and that could have been a fumble. Let's see, it is. No whistle. Finally, a whistle. And who's got it? Kimball's got it. It is a fumble. He was throwing back across the body. It was not a forward pass. And the Kimball Knights, not hearing the whistle, went for the ball and came up with it.
One of the first things they teach you, you know, you saw a couple weeks ago the Atlanta Falcons did that against Houston Oilers. The whistle never blew, so the guy picked up the ball and ran with it. You know, whether it's, in that case, this was the right call by the official, but whether it's right or wrong, whistle doesn't blow, jump on the ball. And the Knights did, and they're going to take advantage of this opportunity.
It's even taught in practice. Go until you hear the whistle in practice, and that is why right there. The Kimball Knights come up with a pretty good field position, really, after no punt from the Bears as they pick it up at about the 42-yard line, hit right at the line of scrimmage, and the Knights don't get much on that one.
And he gets up a little gingerly. The Bear defensive line was stuck through there right at the snap.
Let's take a look right here at the line of scrimmage. The handoff going to the tailback.
They're in the backfield before he got the ball. Never had a chance to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Brad Campbell on the carry. No gain. 2nd and 10 coming up. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. I formation in the backfield, and the tailback is really deep. Up for grabs, and incomplete. Both the defender and the receiver going for it, intended for Jeff Harris. But the pass by 40 was kind of a desperation pass, really. Just kind of lofted it up there.
Yeah, he was thrown against his body, and the play was there, and the receiver was open for a while. But suddenly his 40 set up, and he had no blocking in front of him. He had to get rid of the ball a little quicker than he had planned, and the ball kind of lofted up.
The clock stops as Kimball calls timeout with 1:54 left in the first quarter. We're at Berkley High School, where the Berkley Bears are hosting the Kimball Knights. Kimball leads 7-0 right now after taking their first drive for a successful score and extra points. Don't forget the Roadshow video right here on UCTV 63 with
Pat and Bill.
Pat and Bill, or Bill and Pat.
Bill and Pat.
You got to get that straight from Pat. Tell us whose name we want to say
I
first.
figure Pat should go first if he's boss.
Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 9:30 here on UCTV 63. There you see the beautiful sky and the clouds rolling through. The forecast is for showers, spotty showers later on this afternoon, but that is something we do not need down on the field. Kimball leads 7-0. And right now the Berkley cheerleaders trying to cheer their team on as the Bears did pretty good on their first possession, converted on some key third down plays, but then stalled as they had a 3rd and pretty much their 3rd and long, the longest third down play that they had to go for.
And actually, had he made the catch, it was a fumble. You know, technically a lateral, as you see Pat Fox. Looked like he had the field open in front of him to get that first down. They'd probably still be driving. And, you know, in this kind of weather, turnovers are going to play a big factor. And you can't say it enough times. You got to score early when the field's like this.
Yep. Saw the nice turnout here, and a nice fall afternoon at Berkley. A little bit of movement on the end for Kimball, but no flag thrown. The pass downfield caught. And it's off to the races, finally brought down, but what a play as the defender went over number 14, Jeff Barbado.
Well, yeah, the defender went for the interception.
Yeah.
And went right through his hands. And Barbado alertly caught the ball, which is tough to do when someone's jumping in front of your face like that.
Yeah. Good
And,
concentration.
Yeah, I think after he realized that it was there, he took off upfield. 3 times we've seen that naked bootleg setup run with the Knights. The first time went for a nice run. Second time was that pass play a couple seconds ago where the quarterback got drilled as he threw the ball. And then that time where the pass wasn't that great, but it got there and they got the first down. And if you look at the back of the quarterback's jersey, you can see that he's been nailed a couple times on that play.
Yeah, 1st and 10, the end around, and Harris getting his number called again, and a big first down carry. So Harris coming up with a big reception in the first drive, and now running the ball. He also got the touchdown for Kimball, so he has shown us his speed, even with the poor field conditions.
Yeah, he's definitely been the biggest factor out there for the Knights, along with their quarterback, who's just, like I said, that naked bootleg. Now, I think that the Bears have adjusted to that, which is why the play, even though they got the completion out of that, the play isn't working as smoothly as it did the first time.
From the end zone as the Knights try to do it, and a big hit. And guess who got in there? Jeff Burks, the big halfback on offense, gets in there defensively to stop the Knights on a loss.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He was come to think of it, last week he was one of the better defensive players as well, making some key tackles for the Bears. Now he's going to have to make several key tackles inside the 20-yard line if he wants to keep the Knights out of the end zone.
Yeah, you need a player like that with his size to help you out defensively as well. And he lines up as a linebacker, a middle linebacker, 1 of 2. 2nd and 11. Back to pass, 40, complete and dropped. No, incomplete. He had it, was drilled right as I said complete, and how many times has that happened this year? And nice pass to get it in there. He had nothing but defenders around him.
Oh, yeah, Harris had it in his hands, and I think it was Zukowski came up, just drilled him. And I'll tell you, fortunately for Harris, he didn't have it long enough to be considered a completion.
So it brings up 3rd and long with 34 seconds left here in the first quarter. Let's take a look.
Well, you can see they had 2 receivers split out to the right side. They went to the closer receiver, Harris, hit his hand, got tripped up by one of the players on the ground, and then Zukowski came, hit him up high, and knocked the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, you can see there was nothing but red around him, so he had to thread the needle on that pass, and he did.
Cameraman had to love that.
The handoff, or no, keeping it, and just surrounded in a sea of red as he is hit for another loss, or really trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's 4th and long, 4th and 11 now for the Knights. So the Berkley Bears defense stands up now in a big 4th down play here. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, well, it's hard to run that play to the short side of the field, which is what they had to do that time. Quarterback 40 is also their place kicker, and we had asked the coach beforehand how far he can kick a field goal. He said maybe 25-yard line at the most. And that's about where it would be from, maybe a little farther than that, I think. And, well, they've got the end of the quarter to rethink if they want to go for it or try to kick the field goal, as you can see him talking to the coach on the sideline.
They will go to the other end of the field, and if you're wondering where the wind is blowing, it may help them just a little bit. The wind pretty much going across the field, not so much north and south. So the wind will not really help the Kimball Knights if they do go for a field goal. But I think they're going, anyway, they're going to go for the first down with the field position they have. Don't forget to tune in next week. We're at Berkley right now. Next week, we'll be at Troy with Ferndale. We'll take on Troy Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right here on UCTV 63. And the Troy Colts still, they had some question whether they were going to practice, whether they were going to play with the teacher strike that the Troy schools went through. But they have practiced, and they have done pretty well.
Pretty well. They're one of the top 10 teams in the state right now, in the top division, the Class AA, with as good a chance as anybody, to get a state playoff berth. And from there, you just need a little winning streak to win the whole thing.
And the Colts, always a great team, and a pretty good matchup as they take on Ferndale. Here we go, 4th and 11 now for the Kimball Knights as we begin the second quarter. They're going for it in the end zone, and nothing there. Just led him a little too far. The defender right there getting in the way, and pretty much no chance to get that anyway.
No, there was no way that he was going to catch that, which is probably why you didn't see a flag thrown for pass interference. Now the Bears are going to take over first down, but inside their own 20-yard line.
And that is why the Kimball went for it. No need to really try for a field goal when you know your chances aren't as slim, and if they're just as good for going for a 6-pointer rather than the 3-point. So here come the Bears now with their second possession of the game. The Kimball Knights pretty much dominating that first quarter. The carry taken by number 40. And a good carry by Ashcroft again. He's been getting his number called a couple of times. Gain of about 4 yards. So Ashcroft has picked up a little bit of slack where they have been concentrating on Burks.
And he's going to have to do that. Any team that's got a great running back is going to need a second one just to keep the defense honest. But I would almost be certain, I'd almost bet on it, that when it comes down to the big plays near the end of the game, Burks is going to be the guy with the ball.
We're in the second quarter. The Berkley Bears trailing 7-0. Incomplete pass out there and wide open, really, was number 24, Zakowski. And he had to dive back a little bit to get that one.
Well, quarterback threw it behind him. I think he kind of hurried his pass a little bit. Kind of took a 3-step drop, turned and threw it to me. It was wide open. Probably go back to that play a little later on because it is there.
The defensive back was playing well off of Zakowski, so they should look for that play later on. Here we go. 3rd and 6, and a must-play here for the Bears. Burks shakes one tackle and drives forward, finally getting tackled by 3 or 4 Knights.
And that's going to depend on the spot.
Let's see where they give it to him. That's going to be darn close to a first down. A good effort by Burks as he shook the first initial hit and continued to drive on to get close to a first down.
And I think the official just called a timeout. He wants to measure for it. And this could be, the first measurement we saw was within inches, and this one probably will be as well. See, coming out of the wing tee, Burks just takes it right up the middle and drags 3 or 4 defenders with him.
Yeah.
And that last little lunge, as they pulled him back, it's all a matter of the spot.
Right. And it looks like he's got it from where I'm at. I'll tell you, seeing where the flag was on the far side of the field and seeing where they marked it, he does have it.
Another one that was by the tip of the ball.
A big first down carry for Jeff Burks. And the Berkley Bears are in business now. As you see their quarterback, John Kay. We're at Berkley High School. Dave Zorn along with Joe Abramson. And the Bears trail 7-0 here in the second quarter, 10:45 left. Kay, the quarterback. And it was kind of like a Canadian football there as Burke started heading towards the line of scrimmage before this ball was snapped. So some illegal motion in the backfield.
And he knew it the minute he stepped. You could kind of see him try to stop and just threw off the whole timing of the play. And quarterback Cage went on with the snap count, and the official threw the flag as soon as the ball was snapped.
That hurts after you get a big third down conversion to come up with a loss like this on a first down play. So it'll bring up 1st and 15 now for the Bears. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to that one pass out there where the receivers are 1-on-1 against the defensive back, because that was open. And Kay has shown us some ability to throw the ball. So
the play is there. The only concern they have is with one of the outside linebackers playing almost a cornerback being able to pick that off.
The handoff to Burks. Burks cutting inside the end and cuts upfield. Back almost to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be short of that. So it'll bring up a second and about 11 or 12 coming up now.
Yeah, got an unfavorable spot that time.
Yeah.
The thing with a player like Burks is you keep going to him, getting 3, 4, maybe a 7-yard gain every now and then, and you hope that one of these times he's going to break one of those 50 or 60-yarders.
And he definitely has the ability to do that. You have to question that, though, on the condition of the field today, though, if he could do that. But once he gets past that line of scrimmage, anything can happen. Here's the pass downfield intended for, still up for grabs. The ball was bouncing around off the back of the defender, Jeff Harris. It was intended down there for Zakowski.
Yeah, Zakowski had his hands on it. Harris had his hands on it. Another defender, I think, had his hands on it as well. Harris been all over the field offensively and defensively today.
Clock stopped now with 9:32 left in the second quarter, and it brings up another big third down call here for Pat Fox and the Berkley Bears. Let's take a look at the play.
Yeah, again,
isolation on the quarterback.
We've seen with both teams, quarterback getting drilled as he throws it, and the ball kind of hanging in the air a little longer than it should. Bukowski was open for a while, but the ball being up there like that meant that the defenders had time to come up and get him. Berkley calls timeout now as they have the third down and 12.
Good coverage by the camera crew there and getting a good shot of the quarterback Kay getting hit, and also following downfield. You see the ball bouncing around off the players. Don't forget to watch Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe. That's Fridays at 8:30 p.m. right here on UCTV 63 for a lot of issues, local issues, and issues concerning the state of Michigan. Watch that with Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press. You can see the clouds more and more starting to roll in now. But the sunshine pretty much dominating, and that's good news. As most of us know here, we've had some pretty rainy weekends in Michigan the past few months. Here is the evidence of it as we take a look at some of the grass and the mud. And, well, we don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it was all over the place. And especially on the sidelines where the two teams are standing, it is just a mud bowl.
Yeah, the field conditions are they're definitely as bad as we've seen this year, and probably as bad as we've seen in a couple of years.
3rd and 12 for the Bears. To pass, and now running. And brought down from behind is John Kay by number 42, Chad McNaughton, getting in there. And, you know, stop the quarterback.
McNaughton, if he hadn't got him, and he just got him by the back of the jersey, it would have been very close, because Kay had the angle, and he had a little bit open field. And, you know, you can't really tell in that part of the field because of the condition of it, but he would have been very close to the first down. Now they've got 4th down and 8.
Yep, let's take a look at McNaughton stepping up on the defensive line, and now he shakes loose and catches him from behind.
Got him by the jersey and swung him to the ground.
And the punt. First punt of the game that we've seen. It'll be Harris to return. He goes straight up the field, crosses the 50-yard line and into Berkley territory. So Pat Fox trying to fire up his team here. Couldn't do anything on his second possession. Will try to stop the Knights again defensively. The Knights moved the ball well in their 2 possessions, and then the Berkley Bears stood up on that second one and stopped them on a 3rd and long, or 4th and long even. They went for it on the 4th down inside the 20-yard line. So the ball on about the 48, 1st and 10 there.
And so far, as we expected, the Knights are running probably more than they usually do because of the field. And actually probably because it's working too.
Full house in the backfield, a handoff to Obranovic. Or correction, it was Campbell, number 30.
Well, you've got to be looking when the Knights run the ball. They're going to run off tackle most of the time. Both their tackles are college prospects. Big players, experienced players, good blocking ability. Coach Powers feels both of them may be able to play in the Mid-American Conference or, you know, something similar to that caliber.
And some big tackles, too. The handoff to the first man through. And they're getting close to that first down marker. 3rd and short yardage coming up.
Bubba, come on up in the middle.
The 2 tackles that we talked about are Rowland and Mason. Mark Mason, at 6'2", 234 listed. And Rowland at 6'3", 240. So some big size for some high school players there on that front line. They're going to run behind them, too, on a 3rd and 2 coming up. The handoff to Harris, hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked back for a gain of maybe a half a yard to a yard. It'll be 4th and short yardage again, and decision time now for the Knights.
And if you really want to be impressed, the Berkley coaches are next to us, and they were yelling that they only had 10 guys out there. So they just stopped the Knights with
10 players.
With 10 players, yeah. And the Knights did run off tackle that time.
Here we go again now. 4th and about a yard and a half.